when I walk through. No, I walk through. No, I walk through. No, I talk to. Not to. You know about to do. What? Walk in that door.
They are in there and it's getting hot. We're getting excited. Thank you all for signing up to the Results Paradigm webinar, where we're going to be featuring Mike Searock and the rest of the 10X Incubator team. What I'm most excited is for you to learn about our new platform, Blueprinted, and for you to learn how you can become a creator on the platform in order to join the first achievement management system that has ever been created. How many of us have read books and we've come away and we thought, wow, that was extremely interesting. I learned 2, 3, 5 things that I want to bring into my business. But then you're left without a plan on how to implement what you learned from that book. How many times have you taken a course and you don't have a plan to implement anything? How many times have you spoken to a coach and you don't have a plan to implement anything? That's exactly what we're solving with Blueprinted. Blueprinted is the first achievement management system where you will be able to blueprint other people's success and then download that blueprint in a step-by-step process on your timeline that you would be able to copy the steps that somebody else used in order to achieve their success. Now, I don't know about you, but that's extremely exciting to me. I read about 1 book a week and I am overblown with information. And if I could get all of that into a step-by-step formula, I would rather receive it that way than in a 500-page book. I'm excited for all of you to learn about what Mike Searock and the 10X Incubator team are going to be speaking about, because they're going to invite you to become one of our first 100 creators on the platform. And I know that's an incredibly exciting opportunity for those that have a message, expertise, or process that they know could change somebody's business. I can't wait.
Haven't seen a new tech product that we just launched, Blueprinted. It's Blooprinted. Blue with OO printed. We're going to be setting the world on fire with this app. This is going to set the coaching, consulting, training industry on its side. It's a disruptive product. And one of the things I looked at, besides the psychological part of it, the mental part of it, is they don't know the steps. A lot of it's theory. And we wanted to take experts that have had success in all these different areas and be able to get really granular and provide the reverse engineered steps to the success, so that if someone follows it, they should get the same or close to similar results as the expert, which we're calling the architects.
Welcome and congratulations. Jared Yellen here, my man, my business partner, my friend, Mike Searock, and I am so excited for you. The reason I'm so excited for you is for years now, this man right here has been working with and supporting experts across all industries, from health professionals to real estate professionals to mortgage professionals to attorneys to accountants, and there's a consistency. There's a consistency with regards to a challenge. And that consistency is you want to monetize your expertise and you want to guarantee the outcome. You want to guarantee the outcome for your clients, your customers, and your patients. So what we've assembled here is what we call the results paradigm. It's a paradigm. It's a 5-step process for you to go through, for you to produce the outcome that your clients, customers, and patients are looking for. Listen, Mike, far too many experts right now are not getting paid for their genius. And far too many people are paying too much for minimal results. Listen, is that your client? Is that your customer? Is that your patient right now? They're maybe overpaying for the outcomes they're getting from you. We're not saying that's true, but maybe that's part of the reality. The single greatest way to produce retention that I've seen supporting 100,000 small business owners is to deliver the goods. To deliver the goods. And we're on a mission to disrupt both the personal and the professional growth industry with the most innovative solution in decades. We want to blueprint success. Mike, it's a big moment right now. It's a big moment because we have thousands of people from around the world tuning in because they want to understand, what is this results paradigm? But where did all this begin, my friend?
Yeah, you know, first of all, thank you, Jared. I appreciate your friendship, and working with you is just a phenomenal opportunity. And at the end of the day, you know, I grew up around a lot of broken people. And my mom told me a lesson. I think she had a feeling of what family I was going into, that I needed to stick to my guns. I needed to be relentless. I needed to stick to what my beliefs were, because people were going to try to talk me out of it. And so what that led is when I wanted to accomplish something, no matter what I came into, I would continue forward through it no matter what came up, even if I didn't know how to do it. But that problem, or that leads to problems, which is I didn't know what the heck I was doing. It cost me a lot of time, money, stress, and relationships, and I could go on and on and on. Confidence. And so at the end of the day, what I realized just recently is that if I knew the steps, I could have been way further along in my success, saved so much more time, and had a lot better relationships.
Yeah, and know what's so interesting is like how this journey all began, right? Like Mike reached out to me, and he's like, Jared, I want to interview you let's do an Instagram live together. I'm like, no, I'll get on your podcast. He's, no, you're not ready for that yet. Let's do an Instagram. Let's do it live. And I'm like, cool. So we do it live, and he interviews me and asks about my journey. My journey as a non-technical tech founder that somehow found a way, without a blueprint, to build and scale a pretty darn successful tech company. And in the process, we started talking. And I'm like, Mike, what are you doing this for? I mean, he has hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. He's an incredibly successful mortgage business. And he's like, I'm doing it because I want people to build people. I'm like, what does that mean? You're like, I don't know. I just want people to build people. I'm like, yeah, but what does that mean? Let's dissect it. Let's figure it out. And we went through this process for about 6 weeks where every week we had a call, and I was helping him see what was already in front of him. He just couldn't get there without some prompting. And I started asking questions like, well, what would you ultimately want to create? Like, how do you want people to build people? And then one day he said this word. He goes, I want to create blueprints. I want to create roadmaps for people to follow. I want people to have a GPS to go from where they are to where they want to be with regards to any goal. Whether it's building a following on social media, or it's losing weight, or it's mentorship, or anything, any goal. And I'm like, well, that's cool. I'm like, can you imagine we built a software product, a platform for experts, for you, to be able to put your success inside this platform, and then enable you to reverse engineer it so that every step, every task that you have taken to get to where you are is living in a marketplace. And now people that want to accomplish what you've already accomplished have a GPS to get there. So Mike, that was the dialogue.
Yeah, let's take a step back though, because 10X Incubator is on a big, big mission. And he shared this mission with me of launching and scaling and selling 10,000 tech, did I say it right?
Yeah, build, scale, sell.
Build, sale, scale, 10,000 tech companies. And I said, man, you're crazy, but I like crazy. And I'm on board, I'm in. I didn't even know about a tech company that we were gonna start. I didn't know anything. But here's the thing. First, I wanna teach you what I learned after working in the podcast industry on the What Are You Made Of podcast, after interviewing over 500 experts, all of which really wanted to make more money, plus provide more results. Second, I have an offer I want to share with you before we get too deep into this, okay, right now, so that over the next 60 minutes, you'll be able to say yes or no whenever you're inclined. I don't want to wait until the end to invite you to become one of the first 100 blueprint architects. This is a pretty exciting opportunity to the right person, because it's kind of like being one of the first 100 authors on Audible. Or can you imagine being one of the first 100 Instagram accounts? Or, look, Clubhouse is a new thing. Imagine being one of the first 100 people on Clubhouse. You have the opportunity today. And you see, you're probably wondering what a blueprint architect is. You know, we want to keep things simple, but we wanted to also name it. What our creators are called are architects. It's you. What have you accomplished that can be reverse engineered into specific steps and tasks that someone else can follow and create the same outcome you have? This is what we call a blueprint. And it's the present and future of getting results. There are millions of courses, books, videos, trainings. Look, I've been to tons of events and invested so much money, just ridiculous amount. And you know, people don't ever really get the results they yearn for. They get something, or they go home after an event and they go back to their normal life, which is why blueprints are about to disrupt the entire online industry of education, training, consulting. And we want to make sure you are part of the disruption.
Yeah, one thing that I love about this is that I find so many experts, they have the right intent. They have the right intent. They want to produce outcomes. The challenge lies in the fact that if you say on the surface, people don't know what to do with the information you're sharing. They don't know the exact things to do day by day, hour by hour, maybe minute by minute to produce outcomes that you've already accomplished. And we have blueprints across all different categories already, from business to health. We have blueprints in gardening and travel, relationships, parenting.
How to start a podcast.
How to build an annual marketing plan for small business owners. I mean, we've gotten granular with blueprints. We have blueprints that are more universal, but here's the coolest part. It's specific. It produces the results. It produces the outcome that your clients, your patients, and your customers are looking for. And like Mike said, we don't want to have you wait all the way to the end to understand what your opportunity is. And there's only 100 spots, Mike, right? 100 architects that we're starting with. 100 architects should have an opportunity to become the first 100 architects on a platform that will forever disrupt both the personal and the professional development industry. So before we show you what that offer is, we got a few architects that are absolutely loving their experience as an architect. They see the vision of what this is going to do for themselves and their business and for their impact. So Johnny, let's tee us up with one of these testimonials.
What's up, you guys? My name's J.M. Ryerson. I am the CEO of Let's Go Win and podcast host of Let's Go Win podcast. Anyway, I found out about Blueprint through Mike Searock. I think he's an awesome guy. I love what he stands for, and I just had to be a part of it. So my experience so far has been amazing. I had my first interview, really got to talk about what I want to talk about, which was leadership, and they made it so easy. So I can't wait to see what you guys are working on, and hope to meet you all soon. All right, take care.
Man, testimonials give me goosebumps. They do, right? They give me goosebumps because it's the beginning of the transformation. Like that person you just watched, that person is an expert just like you. Just like you. And when they went through the process with our team, we were able to extract out exactly what they did to get to where they are. I mean, every architect that we've invited, personally invited, to join us to become one of those first 100 have said just the experience of working with our team has been revolutionary for them.
You know why though? Because we take 100% responsibility, and we require our architects to take 100% responsibility. We want results. We stand firmly against great marketers that are good at marketing a product, a course, an event, and not getting results. That's a big problem for us. So we bring them in, and we're making sure that these people are the right fit for Blueprinted, because we want results. And they have to take 100% responsibility as we do, and then they become part of our Blueprinted family.
And it's a huge opportunity for you, because from Blueprint 101 onward, it's $5,000 investment, and it's worth every penny and more. I mean, if we were to charge $25,000, it's worth it. Just the process you're going to go through with our team is worth it for you, let alone you have a blueprint living in a marketplace that people will purchase. It becomes an entirely new revenue stream for you, and it falls within the results paradigm that you're about to learn. But what we're doing for our first 100 architects is we want to honor you. You're a founding architect. Like, you're building the foundation of the platform that will forever disrupt both the personal and the professional development industry. So what you get a chance to do is to literally work with our team. We have experts that know how to extract your genius out of you, and they're going to have a series of phone calls with you to figure out what you've accomplished and then start digging into the exact steps. They're going to go through previous content that you've already established. From there, they're going to set up your blueprint for you inside of the Blueprinted platform. This is the perfect opportunity for people that are busy and they're success driven. That's perfect, and that's you. That's why you're here. Like, you're busy. You could be doing anything right now with your time, but you're thinking to yourself, I want to get more results for people. I want to monetize my expertise. In addition, as one of our first 100 architects, you're getting prime placement on this platform. Realize 100 architects will lead to hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be downloading blueprints and getting access to yours
Hold on. I think that's too small.
Yeah,
First of all, we're pumping millions of people through this marketplace that we're creating. And the other thing is, I'm going to add something else to this. It's not like probably on the list that you've seen or not on the landing page, but we want to spotlight our first 100 architects. We want to shine the light on you. Because here's the thing, Blueprinted is not about Blueprinted. It's about the architects. It's about the results and impact that they're going to get for millions of people. Remember, we stand against not getting results. And so I'm going to throw that in there. We're going to spotlight these architects and make sure that they're seen, and we're going to market Blueprinted through our architects.
I love it. And that's you. And you're here for that reason. For whatever reason, you registered for this virtual workshop to come and learn, but you also felt this calling. You felt pulled to do it. There's a limitless financial upside to this, because when you're an architect on the platform and there's millions of people coming here looking for roadmaps to go from A to B, they're looking at your blueprint. So for the first 100 architects only, it's $2,497. It's more than 50% off, and it's only for those first 100. So the moment that you feel inclined during today's experience, what I invite you to do is head over to blueprinted.com/VIP. Snag one of those spots. We know that they're going to fly. So we have a quick question for you right now. Quick question, we're gonna take a poll, right? How much money do you feel you are leaving on the table right now on a monthly basis as an expert? I hear experts all the time. They're complaining, I'm giving away free advice. I can't figure out how to monetize my expertise. How much money right now do you feel like you're leaving on the table as an expert? Now, you've asked a lot of people this question, right? You've interviewed 500 experts, maybe more. What were some, like, what would you say is a common response to that?
You know, I think it's been around $10,000. I mean, not to make it a round number, but I mean, at least 10,000. And here's the other thing. You know, when I'm looking at results, getting results, and coaches, consultants, trainers doing this free stuff, it's okay to pump free stuff out. You're gonna have to do that. But at the end of the day, what is your value? What are you worth? If you need help with that, by the way, just DM me. I'll talk you through what you're worth. Because too many people have a problem with their self-worth, and we wanna fix that. So let's go.
Yeah, because we're committed to your results, right? We're not just asking you to go out and get committed to the outcomes you're producing. We're taking 100% responsibility to help you get results with Blueprinted. So listen, you're here to learn. You're here to learn, you're here to figure out what have we learned as a result of working with so many experts over the years. So there's 5 steps in the process. There's 5 steps that we have uncovered as a result of having so many different conversations with frustrated experts, successful experts, having architects in the platform this very moment. This very moment.
So stop for a second, because you're getting me too fired up.
There
so
we go.
I'm not used to wearing a coat, so let me take this off. I hope I didn't mess up my mic, Johnny. Probably did. That's
so
okay.
Mike forced me to wear a jacket. He don't want my biceps next to him.
Look, listen. You guys are used
to
to seeing me in a t-shirt. So in the What Are You Made Of studio, I'm usually wearing a t-shirt. So I have to wear a t-shirt because I don't feel comfortable otherwise. And let's roll. So back to where you were.
Yeah, so let's give some of these scenarios.
You're gonna want to show your guns next.
Yeah. Let's give some scenarios, right? So I remember a few years ago, I was talking to this guy. Let's just call him John Doe for the sake of the example. And John Doe had this goal. John Doe wanted to build a following on YouTube. So he went out and he purchased a course. Let's just pretend that he purchased a course from Paul Smith. So John Doe buys this course, he goes through the course, and for whatever reason, didn't get the same results. How do you think John Doe felt?
You know, here's the problem. Is he going to go back to Paul Smith?
Probably not, right?
No.
Yeah, and he's not going to tell people about Paul Smith.
No, he's going to tell people about Paul Smith.
Yeah.
He's going to tell a lot about Paul Smith, because most of the time when people don't get results, they talk more. We all know that in business. Unhappy customers talk more. They put more reviews up than anybody else, and that's a problem. And I'm not okay with it, and I can't sit here and complain about it and not do something about it. And that's why we teamed up with Jared Yellen. We teamed up with Grant Cardone 10X to create Blueprinted.
Yeah.
So
I got another story for you. There's this woman, Mary. I remember a few years ago I spoke with, and Mary was someone that I was doing some business with. And I remember one day she looked exhausted on Zoom, and I'm like, Mary, what's going on? She's like, my 3.5-year-old's just not sleeping. I'm like, what do you mean? What's happening? And they're like, she's the best negotiator of all time. Like, she could not get this kid to bed. Like my kids are the best negotiators. So I'm like, oh, there's this book that I heard about that helps parents get their kids to go to sleep. I haven't read it myself, but if I was you, I'd go purchase it. So she does, and unfortunately, she doesn't get the results. Mary's still looking exhausted. Why? Like, the book didn't give her the steps. It wasn't the specific tasks. Like, we always hear success leaves clues. What we say is success leaves tasks and steps, the exact roadmap to follow. And that's what your clients, your patients, your customers, your prospective patients, that's what they're looking for. They want to know exactly what to do. They want to reverse engineer what you've done to get to where you are. And we have uncovered 5 specific steps, right, Mike? 5 steps for you to monetize your genius while creating more results, which will then lead to more referrals, higher retention, and a ton more happiness and cha-ching, more money,
and
right?
certainty.
Certainty, yeah. Certainty is huge.
For you and your clients.
Awesome. So one more testimonial that we're going to dig right in. Johnny, let's set us up with some success here. We want some love. Let's do it up.
And I am an author, an entrepreneur, and a restaurant owner. I joined Blueprinted because I have written a book about how to be proactive with your growth and not reactive with your life. I believe in affirmations, and I am setting up a step-by-step process on how you can write your own affirmations to get you through every level in your life. I am super excited to team up with Blueprinted because with the 10X community, this is how we get to millions of people. I am so excited because I want people to know that they can do hard things and they can learn how to do that all on their own. Kahi, and I am an author.
Like, acknowledge the testimonial.
We back?
Yeah, we're back.
All right, we're back. I call these 5 steps, by the way, the results paradigm, and I curated and assembled this after working with over 500 experts and dissecting what they did to be successful. Now, step 1,
Let's do it,
start
man.
with
Let's
step
do
one.
it. So we had this conversation. We were like, let's go through, because I've worked with over 100,000 small business owners over the past decade. Mike's interviewed some of the greatest thought leaders of our time. And I'm like, let's sit down and figure out like what has enabled somebody to produce positive outcomes for their clients, customers, and patients. So the first step is this. This is what you want to start writing down. Right here, right now, write this down. Become the best at what you do because you've done it more than anyone else. I know one thing that we both stand against are people that say, do as I say, not as I do, right? That's something that for me, whenever I read between the lines and I'm like, wait, this person's
Credibility issue.
Credibility. It's
Absolutely.
like completely out of integrity. So the single greatest way to produce results is to get those results more than anyone else. We don't want any more theory teaching. I believe in a world where there's so much information right now. So in some ways, it's become harder than ever to monetize your content, right? Because there's just so much free content out there. Yet, some of the best are monetizing their content. I mean, look at Grant Cardone as an example, right?
Forget about it,
He
yeah.
produces results, which is why people pay him a ton of money for his content. But what are you doing in that space? Have you absolutely produced the outcome more than anyone else? And what Grant has done really well, which is why he so loves Blueprinted, is he has documented his evolution from where he was to where he is now.
Yeah, the journey to success is often invisible. And that's why when I started my journey, I put a stake in the ground. I made a claim that I was going to document my journey to success. I was going to be transparent with the ups, the downs, the roadblocks, and how I got through them. And you know, the thing about Grant, the thing about you, the thing about me, is that we practice what we preach.
Yeah.
And I know that when I wake up in the morning that people's eyes are on me. And even if they're not, I still think that they're on me. And so I gotta make sure I do the right thing. I go hard all the time because I can't ask people to do things that I'm not doing to the level that I'm doing. And so that's huge. Number one, make sure you write this down and pay attention to it and implement it. Matter of fact, I was on a call today. We have a sales call every Monday. We bring real estate professionals in for 30 minutes. And I was talking to them today about whether they made a decision and commitment to be a professional, to be the best at what they do. Because if they don't, they're going to be waiting for the phone to ring. Their business is going to suffer. They're not going to make the money they want to make. And then everybody around them suffers because this is a big one too. You will pull down other people if you're not going hard.
Yeah.
And so if you're not worried about yourself, or just at least be worried about other people and how you're affecting your environment.
Yeah, so once again, become the best at what you do because you've done it more than anyone else. And that means you just keep working that muscle. Like you just keep working it, and then you'll get biceps like me, not like this guy. But you keep on working it. And then you become the best at what you do. Because when you become the best at what you do, someone could wake you up at 2 a.m. and be like, I got a problem. You're the person to solve it, and you just get out of bed and solve it. Because you've done it more than anybody else. It becomes part of rote memory. It's key. This might sound so obvious, but often the things that are the most obvious are the things that we're neglecting. It's the things that we're neglecting, and if we neglect it, we don't get that outcome. More referrals, higher attention, more money, more happiness, more impact, more certainty, more congruence. Become the best at what you do because you've done it more than anyone else. Write it down, but more importantly, let's implement it. Okay. The second step, Mike, let's dig into this one. Go for it, my friend.
Yeah, tell the world about your results all throughout each day and with what we call the octopus tentacles.
So what is that? What is an octopus
There's
tentacle?
a picture Grant has in his office, or one of his offices, and Grant put Jared in this office with this octopus behind him. So we meet every day at 9:30 in the morning, and there's this octopus behind Jared. And I've heard the story about the octopus, and it's all the tentacles of that octopus. It surrounds things. It's omnipresent. It's all over people. Now, the reason that a lot of people don't do this is because they're worried about what people would think. They're worried about their friend that might say they're crazy or make fun of them or throw digs at them. When that happens, the important thing is not to pull back. It's to push harder, extrovert more. And most people don't do that. The octopus doesn't let go. If somebody says, hey, octopus, stop grabbing me. Yeah. Stop surrounding me. No, he wraps around them. And, answer the question, how often?
Yeah.
How often should they do it?
How often is nonstop? Like this is the key, right? The key, once you have defined what you're best at, because you've done it more than anyone else, that's the first step. The second step is the world must know. You must become synonymous with that thing, whatever that is for you. Like if it's flipping houses, if it's building Instagram followings, if it's negotiating with that 3.5-year-old to ensure that they get to bed so the parent isn't exhausted the next day, you become the best at what you do, but, write this down, you can't be the best kept secret. You can't be.
No.
You can't be. It always irks me. There was years ago, there was this chiropractor that I was working with, the best at what he did, like the best when it comes to pediatric chiropractic, like a magician what he could do, and no one knew it. No one knew it. It irked me to my core. I'm like, dude, get out there. Like, I didn't use the term octopus at the time, but he should have been octopus in every parent in that town. Like, wrapping his tentacles around them to bring them into the practice. Like, getting it off the PTA.
I'm going to say something a little controversial here. I'll go to the point that it's evil not to push out and tell everybody about what you're doing. If you're pulling back and you're not sharing what your possibilities are, if you're not using your potential to help people, seriously, what are you doing? How dare you? Think about that. You know, and Jared, one thing I always talk about, this is the formula, and it's so simple. Like, I don't like to complicate things. I'm a simple guy. What I talk about a lot is rocket fuel. I wrote the book Rocket Fuel, by the way. If you haven't gotten that, go check it out. But I like to keep things simple, not rocket science. 3 C's, clarity. Clarity. Be clear on who you are, what you do, and what value you bring. And then from there, you got to make a commitment. You got to commit to that. Commit to making sure that you're going to provide it for everyone you possibly can until you just can't go anymore. And the third thing is, once you make that commitment, and by the way, I don't know about you, but commitment to me is not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's not do it when people are watching, and when people aren't watching, I'm not doing it. No, it's both feet in, both butt cheeks in, all in, right? And then from there, consistency. Doing the same boring old consistency all the time, words, thoughts, and actions going towards that decision to be the best.
Yeah, because when you know someone is better off with you than without you, it's your moral responsibility to let them know. Let the world know. Like that chiropractor, like he revolutionizes the lives of kids. Like kids that have ear infections, instead of them going and getting tubes put in their ears, like he has a precise adjustment.
If nobody knew, seriously, that's evil.
It's
to
evil
me, that's
because
evil.
It's elective surgery for the kid. Like
Yeah.
it's dangerous. Like
Yeah.
it's unnecessary. Like how dare he? How dare you, for that matter, be the best at what you do and have no one know about it? So remember, step 1 is you become the best at what you do because you've done it more than anyone else. But step 2 is you get out of your own way. You stop making your message about you. Like we talk about this all the time. People like record videos, right, before they post them on social,
Yeah.
and then they watch them. They watch them before they post them. You didn't record
Don't ever
it
do
for
that again.
yourself.
Don't ever do that
you
again.
You didn't record it for you. You recorded it for everybody else. Like stop watching yourself. Get it out into the ecosystem and become the octopus. I mean, listen, that chiropractor should have been in the PTA. He should have been partnering with all the daycares in the area. He should have been speaking at the schools.
Yeah.
He should have been posting on social multiple times a day, a newsletter for parents. He should have been octopus in every parent.
Whoa.
Like,
So
bringing them in.
remember, if people aren't telling you that you're doing it too much, if you're not getting on people's nerves, if you don't have people unfollowing you,
Yeah.
you're not doing it enough.
Yeah.
So do it until that. Do it till your spouse tells you you're obsessed.
Yeah.
Do it like I did when I started immersing myself into 10X content. My wife told me Grant moved into our house. I mean, that's what you have to be. And until then, you're just going to be mediocre. You're going to be average. Things in the world are going to pull you back and stop you. And you know, I'm all about all people are unstoppable to live in the life of their dreams. So I have to tell you this. This is so important. Make sure you write this down.
And I want to prepare you right now, because once you start doing this, there's going to be a chirper. One of those chirpers, one of those naysayers is going to show up. First and foremost, dogs don't bark at parked cars. So just listen, it's a good thing. Second thing is, for every one naysayer, you're going to have 10,000 raving fans. I strive to get new naysayers because I know that every time I get one, there's 10,000 more people that I can help. Step number 1, become the best at what you do because you've done it more than anyone else in the world. And then step number 2, tell the world about your results.
Yeah.
And do it with octopus tentacles. I mean, listen, draw a picture right now of an octopus. Put it on your mirror so every morning you wake up, you see the octopus. You're like, I am the octopus with regards to the thing that I'm best in the world at. Okay, Mike, step number 3, man.
You got to own your category and become the go-to voice of reason. You got to become a celebrity in your space. You know, there was a day that I made a commitment. By the way, I was in the mortgage business, and then I decided, you know what, this is good. I want to keep this going, but this is too small of a game for me. I had anxiety, I had some kind of feeling that was bothering me, and I knew that I wasn't playing a big enough game. I knew it, but I didn't consciously know it until one of my coaches said to me one time, C-Rock, you're playing too small of a game. Yeah. I didn't even know what the heck he meant. And so I started thinking about that. That challenged me. No matter where you are right now, I don't care how old you are, how young you are, how far in your career, how successful you think you are, everybody can play a bigger game, and you need to think about that after this. Matter of fact, start thinking about it right now. But I want this running through your head. You need to become a celebrity. So I decided I want to get known. I really didn't know why I wanted to get known as far as specifically. I just knew that I wanted to get known, and I started thinking the level. State? Nah. Country? Nah. World? Nah. If there's aliens, I wanted to get known by the aliens. And then it became clear. This is the reason. When I met Jared, This was the reason. And so Blueprinted is here, 10X Tech Incubator, 10X Incubator is here, and this was the reason. So become a celebrity in your space, and you will see magic happen. Trust me. I'm sharing this as my journey. I'm being a testimony to what's happening. I'm doing this for you.
Yeah, listen up. Most experts, they know a little bit about a lot. And as a result, they can't get a lot of results because they're just scratching the surface. They teach out of theory. They teach out of concept. I mean, let's look at you, right? You're an expert in something, and I'm sure you've invested $10,000, $100,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and tens of thousands of hours to learn from other experts. How many of those experts helped produce the outcome that you expected? And it may not be your fault. Most likely it's not. They just didn't go granular enough. They weren't able to give you the exact steps because what they know is a little bit about a lot. Now, what if you just double down? Remember step number one, become the best at what you do because you do it more than anyone else ever has. I have a number of friends in just the industry of entrepreneurship that have become category experts, and I love it. I love how narrow they've gone and how deep they've gone with it. Like they are known for what they do. Like they are known for that level of expertise. There's people in the health industry that are sought after for one condition. They are the master. There's this one chiropractor. He is the guy for a frozen shoulder. Like he's the guy. Any athlete that has it, any celebrity that has, any human that has it, they will fly out to him because he's a one precise adjustment that he can give, and it's healed.
Well, in the mortgage business, I was talking to Joe that was at the event this weekend with us, and he said when he was in the mortgage business, he would just go after accountants.
Yeah.
Right? So I brought that to the team today, and one of the realtors said, you know what? Aren't I going to limit my audience if I just focus on accountants? And so how do people get over that thought about niching, that they're gonna like narrow down too much and their audience is gonna shrink?
There's millions of accountants. Like there's actually, when you niche up, because you're not gonna niche to like a group of 7 people, right? Like you're gonna niche to an industry, you're gonna niche to a condition, you're gonna niche to a specific skill set. There's millions of people in that niche. Like there's more people that you could handle for hundreds of lifetimes. Like hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes. And listen, own one category and then own another because you've done it more than anyone else. Like you don't have to do one category forever. Like there's this one guy, he's in the marketing industry. He's the category king of online challenges. He's done more online challenges and got more results than anyone else, and he teaches very precisely what to do. And now he's on to another category, but he's not talking about it yet. He told me, he's like, I'm gonna dominate the second category, and he's gonna do it bigger, better, bolder than anyone else, and then he's gonna start talking about it with his octopus, right? And everybody's gonna know.
And the other thing is, you don't turn away business.
No.
When we talk about niche, it's talking about the marketing of it. But if somebody comes to you that's not an accountant, for example, in real estate, I mean, you're gonna take the business. So stop thinking small.
Yeah, another thing too, when you become, and this is so important for you, and step number 3, you're gonna own the category, you become the go-to voice of reason. You're gonna be sought after with strategic alliances. People want to work with the best of the best. If you know a little bit about a lot, they're not going to come to you. But if you know a lot about a little, right, you're going to go narrow and deep, they're going to come to you. You're going to start getting third-party edification. You're going to get access to relationships that just weren't present before. Because if you're a generalist, no one's coming. Like, no one's coming. But when you get really into what you've dominated, what you've done more than anyone else, and you start talking about it a ton, you begin to own the category. That's step 3. Listen, you got to believe in yourself. Own your category.
And the other thing too, something that I noticed with a lot of people, they don't get loud about what they do because they feel insecure.
Yeah.
Right? And insecurity stems from a lack of experience and a lack of knowledge. Learn more. You should be learning every single day. You should have it plugged into your calendar that you have a period of time where you're getting better at what you do. As soon as you lay back, that's when the doubt creeps in, that's when the insecurities creep in, and then that's when you introvert and you pull back. That's the last thing you want to do. That is death in your business. So please don't do that. Make sure you take some time to learn more about yourself and your business.
Awesome. All right. Step 4. You love this one, man. You got this one. What's step number 4?
Develop integrated offers that fit into the transformation cycle of your avatar. Now, Avatar was a movie, so that's the only thing I really know about avatars. Why don't you talk about avatars?
So Avatar is your ideal client, customer, or patient. Here's one of the exercises that I've done across industry at this point, is I help people figure out who their ideal is. Let's just pretend that you could have one client for the rest of your life, and that one client was going to pay you $25 million a year. So it would more than put food on your table, right? But only one client. And they're going to pay you that amount of money no matter what. But you got to be really selective, because you could develop what we call an oh no client, right? One of those clients that's calling you, you're like, oh no, it's Barry again, right? You don't want that to be your one client. So what you need to do is think about who is your absolute ideal client and why. And begin to write the story of that person's life.
And
what are their fears?
Wait a minute. What was your story? Get off the script for a minute, man.
Yeah,
Relax a little bit here. What was your story? Tell them your story and tell them the name of your guy.
Which guy
I love
are you
it.
talking about?
Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them about Bruce.
So Bruce, so years ago, when I was early on as a non-tech tech founder, trying to build and scale this tech company, I developed this like different identity, Bruce Schiffman. Bruce Schiffman was our best salesperson ever, and it was me. And we set up all these sales automations to set up meetings for ourselves, and it was really setting up meetings for me. And every day I'd show up to a dozen meetings. And then Bruce would go up on these calls. It was literally me, in my voice, and I'd be walking people through a process to make a purchase. But here was the reason why our marketing worked so well, is we knew exactly who we were targeting. We knew the exact message that would take somebody from where they are to scheduling a sales meeting with us to then closing. They were closed even before I had a conversation with them, because we were so clear on our ideal end user. This is so important for you, because if you're going to generate the kind of results that you're looking for, you need to know who is that right person. Because once you know who that right person is, then you can develop integrated offers so you're not a one-hit wonder. Like, you don't want to be one of those geniuses, those experts that just have one offer. You want to integrate yourself into the entire transformation cycle of your ideal end user. Grant's done this really well. He has entry point offers, he has offers that are more high touch, he has offers that are no touch, he has offers that are really high end, that are premium status. So what people do is they go on a journey with Grant. They go on a journey with him where they start into, like you, right? Like your wife was like initially probably listening to audio, watching some video, and then all of a sudden you're working with Grant,
I read books,
like going to seminars, like you're doing everything with him, right?
Exactly.
He's integrating into your life, and he's generating the results. Like the reason why you're allowing him to get that deep into who you are is because he's generating results with you.
Yeah, and the good thing about this is that we're modeling after what Grant has done. You know, Blueprinted is a way to do that. Blueprinted is a way to get people into your ecosystem. It can be a lead magnet even. You know, it's not just to train people right now at high ticket prices, which you can do as well, but it's also an opportunity to bring people into your ecosystem and then do tons of other things. I could list them right now. Tons of other things with them. And so, yeah.
I'll give you some insight. Here's what I would do if I was you. I'd be one of the first architects, and I would create a Blueprinted that was a lower priced option that generated the goods. It gave, like, you committed to producing an outcome, somebody follows those steps, generates the goods. Now as a result, you have a raving fan. Now that you have a raving fan, you have other offers you can make to help them reach the next level of their success. That could be another Blueprinted, it could be a high-end mastermind program, it could be a retreat, but use Blueprinted as the first step to generate the goods, because the goods won't be generated from an ebook or a book or a course. You can't generate the goods because you won't get granular enough. The beauty of this platform is it's a project management software that has built-in tasks based on what you did to reverse engineer your success. So if what you did on a Monday was blank, and then Tuesday was blank, and Wednesday was blank, that's built into the platform. Somebody puts the date that they want to accomplish a goal, and we have this brilliant software solution that's going to reverse engineer that date to that very day so the person knows exactly what to do. If I was you, I'd be one of those first 100 architects, because that's going to be legendary for you. Like when we have our big Blueprinted conferences, like we'll never forget the first 100, like ever. That's a very special experience. And now you have that offer to generate results quickly. So many people are missing that.
Yep, and not only that, what we're going to do as well is we want the first 100 to help us with this whole platform. You know, you get input, you get behind the scenes access, and that's important because I want to have a family built around this, a community built around Blueprinted.
It's an ecosystem,
Absolutely.
right? I think about it all the time.
Ecosystem.
I was thinking about this actually last night. How powerful, just picture this for one moment, then we're going to go to step number 5. How powerful will you feel? How powerful will you feel when you're part of an ecosystem of experts? Experts that have become the best at what they do because they've done it more than anybody else in the world. Experts that are talking about it more often than everybody else. They're taking that octopus approach. Like, they're not the best kept secret. They're known. Experts that have become category kings or queens. It's like they are dominating the category, maybe multiple categories, but they're dominating those categories. Experts that have built integrated offers that generate results, so their first result is their blueprint. Being in an ecosystem like that, I mean, Mike.
Imagine the
Mike,
cross-pollination.
It's wild.
The cross-pollinations, I get excited about that.
Listen, they talk about never be the smartest person in the room. Like, listen, like that's gonna be like, it's gonna be like an ecosystem of just genius experts coming from the right place, because we're really big with character. Okay, step number 5 is this. This is so important. So few people do this. You need to document. You need to document the exact steps you've taken so that you can reverse engineer your process. I mean, this is one of the most incredible benefits for those first 100 is our team walks you through. Okay, that's what you did, Bobby. Cool. Now let's go backwards. What was the thing you did right before? What did you do right after? And then we literally build it out. We have a video we're going to show in a bit with DJ. And DJ was like, that changed my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me tell you a quick story. So I have a mortgage division that I run for a company, and I started out as a loan officer. And from that, being a loan officer all the way through to developing 40 employees, 7 branches, I didn't document how I did it before.
Yeah.
I just went after it. And if I could have thought about this from the beginning, like on my journey, if I could have started and documented every step of the way, I could have, and I can do it now, but I have to go back. But I could have replicated this all across the country or the world. So
yeah, and I have a great story for you as well. So one of my tech companies is called Synduit. Started as a concept, now has scaled to over 40,000 small business owners. And the way I got there was I started teaching small business owners how to build an annual marketing plan. Annual marketing plans. Every business on the planet needs it. And I created all of these courses to teach that specific skill set. It's actually a skill set and it's a discipline to do it. And the courses were good, but I didn't have a blueprint. If I had a blueprint, which we now have, because I'm one of those 100 architects. Like, listen, we don't tell you to do anything that we're not
So
doing.
we only have 99 spots open?
98, because you also. And we had a few others that have already gotten taken. So we probably got like 89 spots.
Oh, Grant's got one?
Grant's got one?
Got a blueprint in there?
Yeah. So listen, I didn't have a blueprint. If I had a blueprint back in the day, we'd be at 150,000 users. Because I know that once people had the exact tasks, the exact steps, they would have been able to produce the outcome that I produced. And that's what you now have the opportunity to do as well. I don't care if you're in business, gardening, parent coaching, life coaching. If you've accomplished anything and you want to give people the exact steps that you've taken to get from where they are to where they want to be, you need to be one of those first 100 architects. And that's the 5th step. Document the exact steps you've taken through reverse engineering so that other people can achieve the same or greater outcome. Johnny, we got a lot of success stories here. I want more goosebumps, man. Pick one that's gonna give me goosebumps right now. Let's see it. Take it away.
And go.
Hey everybody, my name is DJ Thielen, CEO and founder of Clipping On Demand. And I recently had to get involved with Blueprinted as an architect, and I'll share with you why. I've had my coaching company now for 6 years. I've enrolled and coached hundreds and hundreds of people, and I was on a separate platform. And what happened was, I wasn't able to achieve the things that I really wanted to, as far as the information being translated to the folks in a very methodical and laid out way. So what happened was, I met Mike Sirocco, Jared Yellen, and I saw a blueprint I had to offer, and I had to get involved. So for those of you that are having a coaching program, or you're looking to blueprint an idea, a concept, or some training, absolutely check this out. Oh, my blueprint is on? Okay. 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 My blueprint is actually on how to flip properties, not use your own money, make anywhere from $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, and have all your money in your bank account in 2 to 3 days. I've successfully done over 4,000 of these. Now I'm able to bring this to the masses and teach people that are struggling flipping homes and wholesaling how they can make more money and do it faster. What's that?
Get results.
And get results.
You gotta talk about that. Results then.
Say it again.
And get results.
You know what I love so much about this, man? Like, so DJ Thielen, right? Super successful. Like, super successful in the real estate industry. He doesn't have to
Whoa.
this.
I got to cut you off. I'm sorry. I'm good at this. He's got style, though, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
You should see the shoes he was wearing this weekend. Pointy toes. I mean, lit
He's
up.
always looking good.
And we did an event for 10X Incubator. It was an immersion. And we went into this place where there was paint everywhere. And he didn't know we were going there. It was a surprise. And he had his nice sharp-toed shoes, his Gucci belt on. I don't know exactly what it was, but he had his Prada glasses. I don't know what they were either. And paint everywhere. But hey, he knows how to dress. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But listen, like, he's super successful. He's just like you, right? Achieved high levels of success. He doesn't need to reverse engineer his success, but he needs to. That's one of the things that excites me most about being an architect, is that architects have achieved success. They don't need to help other people, but they need to. They need to. Listen, I've always believed that the universe provides us with exactly what we need to get to where we want to get to. And then it's our responsibility to make it easier for people that don't get the same resources as us to get the same outcomes as us, or maybe even get better outcomes. I was talking to DJ the other day. He's like, dude, I hope people follow my blueprint and do better than me. I'm like, DJ, that's what gives me the goosebumps. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
I want you to see a demo of this platform. I mean, I applaud you, man. Like, you had such a clear vision that when you worked with our team at 10X Incubator, they were able to build it. Like, they were able to build a really simple solution for you as an architect to build your blueprint in our platform, or for us to do it for you if you're in that first 100. That's a service we're going to offer for you, a high-touch service to make it really easy for you, but then really easy for your clients, your customers, your patients, and your prospects to follow the exact steps, the exact tasks that you've done to get to where you are. And I hope people surpass you. Johnny, man, show this demo video. I love this one.
Hey everyone, I'm here to show you how Blueprinted is an achievement platform and not just a content platform. As you can see here, we have what it would look like on your mobile phone. When you access the blueprint, you'll be able to see the title, your account, and the author's name. Right from the beginning, you'll also be able to see your progress and how many milestones you have completed. You'll be able to share it with other people and add it to your calendar. On your mobile phone, you'll be prompted to see all of the different tasks. So here we have milestone name, and then we'll tell you how many tasks are in the milestone and how many days it's going to be taking to complete this milestone. And here we'll see it expanded, where we have 5 tasks and you have 10 days to complete the milestone. Notice how we have all of our tasks that the author assume it will take you 1 day to complete, 3 days to complete, 3 days to complete over here, 2 days and 1 day. This is so that you'd be able to know exactly how long you need to dedicate to each task. You'll be able to jump in and start your task, tick off all of these tasks in order to finish the milestone. Each milestone is going to cause and create your new future that you signed up to get when you got your Blueprinted. Now here's what it would look like on the web application side, much more blown up, and you have the same kind of dashboard where you can see your account, we can see the author account, and then we can see all of the milestones that you have left in your blueprint. We're extremely excited to share with you because we know that the only way to cause and create your future is to be able to do it through achievement, not just education.
Like, every time that I see that platform, I just think of what happens. Let's play a fun game. Can you dance with us for a bit here? Just play a game with us. What happens when we have our first 1 million downloads? Like, how much success does that? What's the ripple effect of that, right? Like, think about people that set a target right now before Blueprinted. What's the likelihood of them actually hitting that outcome? It's so slim. It's so slim, unfortunately. They try, they're testing, they just don't get there, right?
Well, I think this is the time for the moonshot.
Yeah,
what do you
let's
think?
do it. Drop
the
moonshot.
If you're thinking about, and you're on the fence maybe, should I do this, should I not, it's new. Let me tell you something. First of all, if you know me, you know Grant, you know Jared, we don't quit. So here's the thing. We have a moonshot for Blueprinted to get 15.1 million people to become unstoppable, to live in the life of their dreams by having exact steps to achieve whatever they want to achieve. We need your help to do that. This is where it starts. But if we're going for that moonshot, you want to be a part of this.
Yeah, listen, and remember, we only have 100 spots. This is not like this crazy fake urge. There's 100 spots. There's 100 spots because it takes us a ton of time to build your blueprints for you. And that's what we're doing. We're building your blueprints for you. There's only 100 spots, and we have at least 18 or 20 of them that sold prior to this, just Mike inviting the right people to be part of that group. So let's just say there's 80 left. There's 80 spots left. And the reason why you need to say yes is because you've accomplished something big. You've done something. You've done something meaningful. You're the best at what you do. You're now eager and willing to talk about it. You want to produce those results for others. You want to dominate your category. You want to begin to integrate yourself into the transformational journey of your ideal client, customer, or patient. And the only way to do that is to generate results. And the quicker that you can get results, the quicker that you don't just check the box, but that you get the outcome someone's looking for, the more committed they become to working with you. And listen, the offers, it's insane. I mean, our team is gonna literally build the blueprint, Mike, right?
Well, let me tell you something. So this price, I didn't put that price on there. Somebody else did, because I would have definitely, that's way too low. And I'll tell you, this is the other question I want to ask you. If you're not the one, who do you know? Who do you know that's an expert that has the blueprint? Because if you're not gonna share this with them, you're doing something evil. Think about it. You have something in your head that can help people. You have someone in your mind right now. Who is it that would be a good blueprinter, a good architect?
Yeah, so step up and be one, or get someone else to do it. Because right now there's someone suffering because they have a result they're trying to create and achieve, and they're gonna freaking fall short. And we stand against it. We stand against people wasting potential. So what we do for you as one of the first 100 architects is our team extracts your genius from you. We take you through this multi-step interview process. You're gonna freaking love it. Like DJ, loved the experience. Like it helped him realize how he did what he did. Like he didn't even know how he did it. And he's built this incredible business. Like he's like, oh, that's how I did it. Like just by asking the right questions, and our team is trained to find that genius within you.
And if you have a book, if you have a course, any of that, you could provide that, and our team will build a blueprint from that, and then show it to you for approval. Yeah. Think about that as well. So if you have, this is not a course platform. Let's just be clear on something.
Nope.
This is not a course platform. This is supplemental to a course, possibly a supplement, but definitely a replacement, because it's going to show you the exact granular steps to do something with removing all the fluff. So if you have any of that kind of content, we'll take that and build the blueprint from it as well.
Yeah, and we want to make it easy for you. We know that you're busy, and we also know that you're committed. You're committed to impact, so our team is doing it. We're going to read the book. We're going to go through the course to begin to extract the steps, then you'll be the final approval. Listen, after the first 100, we're going to $5,000, and that's still a bargain. I mean, the amount of time that we put in to every one of these blueprints on our side to ensure that they're accurate, they're effective, it's time that you're not going to want to put in. So we're doing it for you to make it really easy for you. It's at least $5,000 after the first 100, but for those first 100, it's over 50% off. Once again, it's blueprinted.com/VIP.
Hey, and one thing too, a lot of people were asking me when I was first talking about this is, how much should I sell my blueprint for? You can sell it for whatever you want. You can name the price. That's up to you, so you can get your investment back plus tons while you're making impact. And so I just want to throw that in there because that's important. And a lot of people also say, I have a course already, I don't need this. You do need this.
Yeah, you do need, and listen, we're building an ecosystem as well. So when you're figuring out price point, we're going to connect you with the other first 100 architects. You can figure out together what's working, learn from each other. Listen, we need 15.1 million people on this platform.
Yeah, that's the moonshot.
That's it.
So,
that's the moonshot.
But here's something else we forgot to mention. When you go on there, you'll have an option to join us while we're going to bring the first 100 together in a live mastermind, a blueprinted mastermind, where we're going to cross-pollinate, we're going to mastermind on what the best ways to grow your business, how to use blueprints to actually maybe add an extension to your current business. We have so many plans in store, and these guys, they've been hearing me over and over again. I want to go somewhere awesome to bring this. I want to go do events in the future, have a big blueprinted event. Yeah. You'll be a part of that.
Listen, so I didn't tell you this. There's a 6th step that I thought of just yesterday, so I added a 6th step. I know we said 5, we got an extra step. Before we do that though, take a look at this commercial. Take a look at what's possible when you become an architect with us. Take a look at what impact Blueprinted will create in the world, with or without you. We just would much prefer it's with you. Johnny, please share the commercial.
If you haven't seen the new tech product that we just launched, Blueprinted, it's BLOOPRINTED, blue with OO printed. We're going to be setting the world on fire with this app. This is going to set the coaching, consulting, training industry on its side. It's a disruptive product. And one of the things I looked at, besides the psychological part of it and the mental part of it, is they don't know the steps. A lot of it's theory. And we wanted to take experts that have had success in all these different areas and be able to get really granular and provide the reverse engineered steps to the success, so that if someone follows it, they should get the same or close to similar results as the expert, which we're calling the architects.
So listen, I didn't want to tell you about the 6th step, but I knew that you love it. And the reason is this, right? We talk about this all the time. All the time. Self-doubt is the greatest thief of potential.
Yeah,
Write that down.
I love it.
Self-doubt is the greatest thief of potential. The 6th step to the results paradigm is you must believe in your genius. Because if you're going to expect any client, customer, patient, whoever that avatar is, that ideal end user, if you're going to expect them to go on the journey with you, you need to believe that you're worthy of being the expert on that journey. It is absolutely foundational. And this is one of the biggest benefits to being in this ecosystem, is that you're around other people that are experts at what they do with the sole motivation. 15.1 million people. producing the results that they're striving to create. 15.1 million. Listen, you're going to make a ton of money as one of the first 100. If you take personal responsibility,
100%.
You will
Not
make a
some.
ton of money.
100%.
Yes.
Not 90, not 99. The other thing with this is I like to talk about vibes matter, emotions are contagious. And if you don't believe, your clients aren't going to believe. If you're not certain, they're not going to be certain. It starts with you. You have to have a core value of believing and certainty. And we're here to help you. We're not going to leave you on your own. Like once you come into the family, you can't get rid of us.
Yeah, and listen, this is not like rah-rah, like, oh, that's cute, Mike and Jared. Like, this is how we've done what we've done. Like, the level of unwavering certainty that we bring to everything that we do it for a reason, so you can see it for yourself. Because if you're still with us right now, it means that you're meant to be one of our architects. You're meant to work directly with us. Those first 100 are like family. Man, listen, they're like family.
Yeah.
Like the first 100 people on Clubhouse, on Instagram, on Audible, like if they're not like family, they should be like family.
It's
just because we weren't
time-
the founders of those companies. But we treat everybody, those first 100, like family.
I think if you haven't done it yet, now's the time.
It is.
Blueprinted.com/VIP. Get there. You're going to have the option to join us live. We want to have a whole group of you. We want to spend time with you. We want to help you. We want to elevate you. We want to create you to become unstoppable and then help other people become unstoppable.
So once again, if you joined us late, here's the opportunity. We're going to build your blueprint for you. Our team of professionals who have already done this, they understand how to extract genius from people just like you. They're going to get on a call with you and interview you. It's going to transform your life, that interview, because they're going to help you begin to realize the exact steps you've taken to get to where you are. They're also going to review previous content, like Mike said before, books, courses. They're going to go through that to find those tasks, those exact steps. They're then going to write out your blueprint. They're going to organize it inside of our simple platform for those end users to benefit from. Then they're going to give it to you so you can see it. You can go through it. You can fill in the blanks if there's certain steps that were missed that you've just realized. And then you get prime placement on our platform. We're going to spotlight you. Those first 100, everyone's going to know that you're one of the first 100 architects on Blueprinted. And from 101 onward, it's $5,000, and it's worth it. But why not save over 50%? Why not be one of the first 100? Why not be somebody that doesn't sit on the fence and just wait?
Can we raise the price right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I think it's too low.
I think it's too low.
I really think
man.
it's too low, man. Well, imagine being on Facebook or Instagram and your ad is popping up first all the time. Can you imagine that? You know, it's invaluable.
Listen,
man.
I got a question for you right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 represents like yearning, like you're jumping up and down, and 1 is you don't care, how badly do you want to generate more money and get better results for your clients, customers, and patients? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is like it means everything to you, and 1 means you don't care. And listen, I'm seeing 10s, I'm seeing 11s, Mike. I'm seeing 27s. Okay, there's 1,000 right there. Like, I'm seeing some big numbers. Once again, don't miss this. Like, don't miss out on this opportunity. Listen, there's only the first 100. And then after that, there's everybody else. And they'll still get our love and support too. Those first 100 architects, which is what you have the chance to be right now. Because you raised your hand, you showed up for this virtual workshop. You raised your hand, you said, no, something I'm inclined. What is this results paradigm thing? And now you have an opportunity to take what we just taught you, which you could do on your own, like all those 6 steps you could do on your own. But why do anything on your own when there's an opportunity just like this? So,
did you see that one comment that said, how did you get such big biceps, C-Rocket? They're bigger than Jared's.
You
have the blueprint for that.
You gonna blueprint
yes,
it?
I have the blueprint.
I call fraud
for that.
I call fraud.
I have the blueprint for it. Let's go.
Here's my final 2 questions for you. What's the worst that can happen if you join? The worst, the absolute worst case scenario if you join. But the more important question is this. What's the worst that can happen if you don't join? Listen, this dude right here, Grant Cardone, and myself, we want to personally write history with you. Blueprinted will forever disrupt the personal and professional development industry because of the results that every blueprint will produce. Now it's your time. Blueprinted.com/VIP. Let's do this. We'll see you on the inside. Can't wait to work with you. Thank you so much for your time. Blueprinted.com/VIP. All right. Peace out.
Haven't seen the new tech product that we just launched, Blueprinted. It's BLOOPRINTED. Blue with OO printed. We're going to be setting the world on fire with this app. This is going to set the coaching, consulting, training industry on its side. It's a disruptive product. And one of the things I looked at besides the psychological part of it and the mental part of it is they don't know the steps. A lot of it's theory. And we wanted to take experts that have had success in all these different areas and be able to get really granular and provide the reverse engineered steps to the success so that if someone follows it, they should get the same or close to similar results as the expert, which we're calling the architects.
You should listen to the lesson, no. Masterminds out of Mexico, I invested dough when I let it grow. Benjamins, I got a pocket full. Rips your income and your taxes low. Spend it right and then invest some more. And if you don't believe me, ask my doctor. What you mean? You mean Uncle G? Planting seeds for these money trees. Who got my money, please? Everywhere you wanna be like Visa, MasterCard, American Express. I bought the bank and I bought the jet. I buy apartments, I send checks. Young billionaire went undercover, help y'all discover who did it best.
Just bought 2 choppers, can't wait till they see the face and they see what